Welcome to our walkthrough of TeachUnited's program, What I Wish I'd Known, Support for Early Career Educators. We're delighted to have you join us today. My name is Aaliyah Thompson, and I am the Director of Product and Implementation here at TeachUnited. I've served as a classroom teacher, program manager, post-secondary leadership trainer. Here at TU, I am lucky enough to work with our instructional coaches across the US and around the world to help provide high-quality professional development training programs. And with me today is one of those instructional coaches, Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan Antal. I also began as a classroom teacher in rural New Mexico. I'm now located in Durham, North Carolina, where I was also an instructional coach and a gifted education specialist. And now here at TU, I'm lucky to be a US instructional coach and be on the ground working with the teachers. Super excited to be here today.
And sometimes we get to come together and chat about some of our new programs. And so this program in particular is near and dear to our hearts here at TU. Our focus is on rural and small schools, especially because those tend to be underserved areas. We design programs that empower educators and administrators with the tools and materials they need to improve learning conditions for all students. We always say our goal is to build internal capacity, not dependency, for schools. Anytime you talk to anyone at TU for any length of time, you'll hear us talk about building capacity, not dependency. And we have programs for administrators, teachers, and our specialized programs, like this one, which is designed especially for early career educators. Now, the question, of course, is why early career educators? And so when we're talking about those educators, we're speaking about folks in their first 3 years of their teaching or education careers. And we know the stats, and likely you do too, or you've seen this in your schools. Almost half of new teachers leave the classroom within the first 5 years. And you likely know quite well how much that turnover can impact your school. What with the hiring, all the interviews, training new people. But it's not just new teachers leaving. Recent surveys show that up to 90% of teachers are reporting symptoms of burnout. And it does feel like a grim picture, but the research also tells us that mentorship and induction support programs are one of the most important protective factors for teacher retention, aka a well-run program can help reduce that need to hire new folks because well-implemented retention programs can cut the rate of teachers leaving in any given year by almost half. Imagine, for you, what your school that could look like. 50% less turnover, 50% less upheaval that comes with that turnover. So that's the why of focusing on early career educators. And now for the what. The research is clear on what the biggest challenges and protective factors are for new teachers. We read it in the literature when we do our research. We hear it from the teachers and administrators we interview, and they coalesce around these same 3 domains: classroom management, bouncing back after tough days, and building networks of support. And these domains and skills are not only key for a successful first year or second or third year in the classroom, but really that they are foundational to helping teachers build success and satisfaction throughout their career. In a very real way, these skills that teachers develop in their first few years of teaching are the foundations of their educational practice throughout, hopefully, a very long time in your school. TeachUNITED has taken these statistics into account to create a program that supports early career educators in providing mentorship and reducing burnout. The program's designed to be implemented across a full school year, which provides consistent support without ever feeling overwhelming. We know folks are busy. Teachers move through asynchronous online lessons to help them understand the theory and best practices behind the strategies, and they follow a learn, apply, reflect cycle. Then, in professional learning community webinars, they get to share with other new teachers and focus on the needs of their school. That's really where they can build that camaraderie and have time for collaboration. And finally, but probably most importantly, in one-on-one coaching, they work with their instructional coach, like Megan or another coach who's assigned to your school, to discuss the challenges and successes that they've had in their classrooms. They get help finding personalized resources and work together to plan their next steps. So that's the framework of the program. To get a sense of how it can actually look, Megan is going to walk us through kind of one of the units, in this case, a unit on classroom management. She's going to walk us through that as a sample.
So in the first unit of this course, I'm working with teachers on different methods and practical suggestions for classroom management. In the lesson you see here, we're examining the preventative, supportive, and corrective phases and learning how to prevent problems before they start, as well as what to do when they show up anyway. It's a lot of learning about and trying out different strategies to see how they work for an individual teacher or classroom. This unit also focuses on the need to balance student-led and teacher-directed activities, while thinking about how strategies in a classroom management toolbox can fit into the teacher's individualized management philosophy as well. In each lesson, teachers are reading about the strategies. They're also getting to watch video exemplars, and they're thinking about how it will look with their students. So in this case, they're getting to see how to handle that sometimes tough classroom transitions. Both the strategies and the videos span multiple content areas and grade levels as well. So it really fits the needs of diverse learners, while also giving the participants really a wide scope of what the work can look like. Then we joined together for a PLC webinar. And this is really collaborative and a supportive space where the teachers can meet, they can share, they can talk with each other, along with their coach as well. We dive a little deeper around the content of the asynchronous course. We get to tackle the shared challenges, and we get to think about how to address specific priorities or initiatives in their schools. I often hear from teachers all the time that this is their favorite part. They really, really enjoy just having that carved out time, a really structured and meaningful time to share with other educators in different ways. So in the classroom management example that we looked at here, it might be that a teacher has tried this turn and talk method. They're working to ease transitions in this way, but they've really struggled with getting some kids back on track afterwards. So the goal is not only for the coach to kind of help think through some solutions for what the teachers have been trying, but also to join with other educators and to talk together about what has worked for them or what they've tried as well. And lastly, as Aaliyah mentioned earlier, we do one-on-one coaching sessions throughout the course. And that's when I or another coach assigned to your school will work directly with the teacher on how to apply the strategies to their individual classroom and to work through the individualized questions that they have as well. So as we think through this transition strategy that we've been using as an example, this is where I would ask the teacher to walk me through exactly what they've been trying so far, to do some problem solving together, and even to discuss how to help with those individual students who maybe are not quite there yet, helping them get back on track with those transitions. Each coaching session is really individualized and personalized to what the teacher needs in that moment. And that's how it flows from the strategy in the lessons to the collaborative work in the PLCs, and then to the individual help and coaching. All three of these pieces fit together to provide the teacher participants with a really comprehensive experience.
Thanks, Megan. And I think it's worth noting that, we were talking through an example for classroom management here, but it's that same flow, right? So it's going to be the same flow when we're talking about how to build a network of support. The teachers will learn about different strategies or talk about different mentoring best practices in their actual course. Then they'll get to have some group time, and then they can work with their coach on what their real individual needs are. And so everybody's experience in the program really does become personalized and driven by their own needs. And heck, it's what we, talk about in the course for the students, helping them with their personalized learning elements. And that's what we have here as well, that it really becomes a personalized program, not only for your school, but for the individual teachers as well. And hopefully, as it becomes pretty clear, the program's flexible. It's designed to fit either into an existing mentoring program or as part of a newly created one. One of the things we've done here at TeachUNITED, and we're really happy to continue doing, is to share the resources and materials, not only with your new teachers, but with the mentors at your school. That way there's a shared language, right? So Megan is, or another coach is sharing one piece of information, and the mentor that a teacher might be working with is using similar language. And that helps to have kind of the cohesion across the support systems. For me, one of the pieces I love hearing is when schools tell me that the program makes it easier for mentoring teachers, right? Often your mentors are the teacher leaders who are wearing a lot of hats in your school. So having this kind of setup where there's existing lessons and the support of an instructional coach can be crucial. It lightens the load on them as well. And that's our walkthrough of the program. Now, we know that you probably have some follow-up questions or want to see a little bit more or want to hear Megan talk more about the other units and all the cool things in there. So if you have other questions on this program or with our other work in instructional coaching, student-centered learning, school culture, you can email us. Our email is at partnerships@teachunited.org. We also have our programs page linked here. And we appreciate you taking the time to think about this program, how it fits into the needs of your school. And as always, thank you for all the work you do for your students and your teachers. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.